sure I've made a statement on here before. You won't run us off. Because this is important to him. This keeps him doing this, searching and reading. You see this phone? He searches, he reads, and he uses his head. That keeps him from getting Alzheimer's. I have 4 kids with this man. And he does have it. And nobody was making fun of Judo that night. Judo did that joke on his own. And that $600, that Rolex you're talking about, this was bought 10 years ago. 10 fucking years ago. It was bought 10 years ago. When we did the fights, heavy duty, 10 years ago. My son has wore it to the prom. His 8th grade prom. You guys have no idea what's going on here. Ernie had no right to say what he said. But Ernie's days are coming. Because Ernie thinks it's okay to go to Harlan. Please, Ernie, go to Harlan. Please go home. Please go back to your hometown. Because you're running out of places to hide. You're running out of girls to scam. And nobody in this place over here is scamming anybody. I have a few people I talk to. Exotic is one of them. Leslie is one of them. And then I have Mystery Lady. Mystery Lady probably knows more than any of them. And I don't even know if she's on here. She knows more than what I have to deal with on an everyday basis than anybody. Exotic didn't know what was happening until I told her the other night. She was going to get a hold of Kemper to tell him that we might have to cancel the show because I didn't know. He's not coming off of YouTube because you think he's too sick to do YouTube. YouTube is important to him. Basketball is important to him. We have to keep him as active as possible. He can't lay down and die just because that's what you want him to do, and he loses his mind. When you have a patient who has foggy memory, you have to keep them busy. You have to keep them doing puzzles. You have to keep them reading. You have to keep them active. None of you, all things through life, have no right to talk about his health. Thank you, Exotic. You don't know the facts. Right now, I don't know much about it. We just found out. I do know about the foggy memory. It's something that I deal with. Mainly, me and my oldest son deal with it. My other two don't really know. But thank you for putting it out there. I appreciate that. My girls don't know because their daddy is their world. Thank you. I can't really retract because I'm crying. He's a good dad. And are you making fun of my kids calling him the best daddy ever? You have a son who has you blocked. He has you blocked. He don't want nothing to do with you. That's how pathetic you are. You bought yourself a Challenger and you tuck it over there to show it off to him. Not to give it to him because you've never gave him anything. You've never been to a band competition. You've never seen him in concert. He's James's age. He's almost 20 and Ernie's never seen nothing this kid has ever done. But you have the right to make fun of my kids for saying they have the best daddy ever. You know why they have the best daddy ever? Because he's right here. He's right here. He's always been right here. When they're sick, he's here. When James gets sick when he was younger and had to go to the ER, do you know he wanted his daddy to take him and not me? He's not leaving YouTube because All Things in Life Matters says he needs to because of his health. Because he needs it. He needs the research. And far as Mama T goes, we're not asking people to give us money. They hate her. That's why they're doing it. But this Rolex was not bought out of that $600. I bought this 10 years ago. 10 years ago. I wear a Michael Kors watch. My daughter, Sarah, has an Apple Watch. We didn't start getting this stuff when we started doing YouTube. I have 3 of these, actually. If you want to know the truth about it, they're All Things That Matter. And I've had them for a long time. And he's had this for a long time. And Sarah's had hers for a couple of years. I think hers is actually pretty old, but she's had hers for a while. What we have is none of your business. My husband's health, All Things That Matter, is none of your business. Mama T makes her shit our business. She makes it everybody's business. I told you, Mama T, when I had you on the phone. Stop. Stop talking about my love story. And last night, by George, you let them talk about it, didn't you? Guys, I wasn't ever kidnapped. I was a stubborn 16-year-old that had my mind made up that I found the love of my life. And you know what I did? I did. And you can't buy a Rolex for $600. I hate to tell y'all that. You might want to rethink that one. I have amazing kids. I was 27 before I had kids. How old were you guys when y'all had kids, huh? You want to throw stones? Let's throw stones there. Huh? Mama T, how old was you when you first popped one out, huh? All Things in Life, how old were you? Huh? Leave him alone about his sickness. Leave him alone. He's not going nowhere because he's sick. Because he needs it. His family doctor of 20 years sat me down and told me I had to keep him as active as possible. And I do. It's my goal every day to keep him active. And if it's putting up with all of you guys on that other side, by George, let's go. We'll go. They took her child because she was unfit. I could see that. They need to take her dog because she's unfit to have a dog too. She's unfit, period. I love my husband. He's the love of my life. And when I heard you say you didn't believe him, and you running your mouth about him not being sick, laughing and fucking giggling about it, and putting Ernie on a high horse, a man who has never took care of his kid ever. He has never been there for that little boy ever. Ernie's never been there for nobody. Not for his family. Not for his kid. He went over there to show off a car that he bought himself because he's selfish. Who does that? Do you know I stay up a lot? Since we want to talk about his health, I don't get a lot of sleep. I'm scared. I stay scared. But all things through life, you better leave him alone. Because he is sick, and we are going to take care of that tumor. It's not on his brain. I don't know where the world you got that from. It will be taken care of when they fix the disc in his neck. But he is the love of my life. Our love story is not sick. He's not a predator. We were both kids. There's just 2 years between us, dumbasses. Add it up. I'm 47. He's 50. He turned 50 this year. I turned 48 this year. You people are ignorant. You don't even know how to do math. I'm so tired of him being called a pedophile that I'm about ready to stand on the hollers of this mountain and scream as loud as I can scream. And another thing, I'm not inbred. So, bird on the wire, you better get that straight. Whatever you were drinking last night, honey, you were drunk as you could be, because you about as hillbilly as I am. So if I'm inbred, so are you. But anyway, back to this woman, because I don't want to talk about them. I want to talk about her, since she likes to talk about my husband's sickness. He has foggy memory. Some days he don't have good days, especially of the morning. It takes him a little while to come to himself. I deal with that. I'm dealing with the fact that he can't feel his hands or his feet because he needs his disc fixed in his back. Since y'all want to know so much about so much. But I'm not running from him. Sickness through health, huh? So you wanted to know the facts, so I told you the facts. He's not leaving here because the doctors told me learning new people's names, researching on stuff, learning basketball plays, subbing. It's all good for him. He don't really sub that much, because he don't do very good in the morning. Since everybody. But you know, all things to life, I hope nothing bad happens to you. Just like they said, karma comes around. Look at Ernie. The only people that he had, his family, he turned his back on. Is he ever welcome here again? No. See, I was the only hope, Ernie. I'm the one that told Jimbo many times to forgive you. I can't stand you. My kids can't stand you. You just lost the only family you had because your other family, they can't stand you either, and it had nothing to do with us. They hated you before us. We felt sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you anymore. Making fun of that today was pathetic. You're pathetic. Running from the law, you're pathetic. When I got in trouble, I faced it face to face. Both times. I didn't run. I showed up to court. I looked at the judge. I took my punishment. You ran. You're a chicken. You think that judge is going to be lenient on you? You're crazy. You will get the maximum. I promise you. When they get their hands on you, you will get the maximum because you have run. Guys, I know y'all are writing all kinds of stuff here, but I can't read it and talk at the same time. I love each and every one of you that is on here. That is on here. I do. And I understand why y'all are donating money because of her. Lord, it's not just getting her. It's getting every one of them over there. They can't stand it. They cannot stand the fact that they're not getting no money. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Crap, I hardly ever even come on here, and I can tell you that's the truth. But I do talk to some people on here more than others. The last person I talked to was Exotic, to tell her that I didn't know how to get out of camper, and he was bad. But he ended up being fine that night, and he went live after he got up from his nap. He was good, so he went live that night. But Exotic watched him for me. Leslie knows to watch him. I don't even know if Gimper knows. I don't know if he knows to watch him or not. I ain't never had a private conversation with Kemper. Mystery Lady knows. She knows a lot. She's my go-to. When I'm having the worst day ever and I can't take it anymore, she's who I send messages to. Because she kind of went through the same thing. And that's how it feels. He's sick, leave him alone. You can do whatever you want to about anything else, but don't talk about his tumor. Don't talk about his health. Because that's none of your business. That has nothing to do with YouTube. That's my business. That's all on me. Taking care of him is my job. Not all things through life or anybody else's. It's my job. I'm the one that talks to his doctors. I know what's best for him. And right now, researching and keeping himself busy is what I have to do. And I will continue to do that. That's why we put up with what we put up with. With them running their mouths. Because I need him to. I need him to work it so it stays good. And when it's bad, I call certain people. But it usually don't last long. Maybe a couple of hours. You know, the foggy memory don't last that long. That's from COVID. It's not because he's getting older. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to say that word. I didn't know that. What am I allowed to say? Okay. It's from the C virus. I'm sorry. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to say that. But it's from the C virus that almost took him out of the world. So, but I'd ever intended on taking a lot of you guys' time. I just wanted to answer the questions of this all things through life. My husband's health has nothing to do with you. Shut your mouth. You want to run your mouth on somebody? Here I am. Come on. Run it. Call me names. Come on, baby. I'm sure you can think of some. Call me some names. Call me names. Talk about me like a dog. Do whatever you want to. But leave my husband's health to me. And far as Mama C goes, she has, as my mother said, Mama T. Mama T, as my mother has said, you made your bed, lie in it. How many people do you even get in chat anymore? Last time I heard it was about 70. That's what I got on my first show. That's pathetic. I got that talking about the 80s. You're pathetic. But you know why I got 70? Because I didn't ask for $1. We talked about music. We had a good old time. We didn't talk about nobody. And this Saturday, we're going to make lasagna together in my kitchen. We're going to talk about somebody? Nope. Not going to do it. But guys, it sounds like to me, the more money you send, saying this is for piss off Mama T, boy, it's getting them all over there. Woo! It's firing them all up. I mean, it is firing them all up. They can't none take it. When are you guys going to quit feeling sorry for her? When are you guys going to realize that she's scamming you? How long is she going to be jobless in California? That's all I want to know. I mean, come on now. There's jobs everywhere. Thank you. He's going to be okay. I promise all of you. He's going to be fine. They'll remove it. They're going to fix his disc. And God's going to take care of the foggy memory. Because every day I work with it. Every day he works on this show. He works on looking up stuff. Every day we do something. And every night I make sure he's okay. I make sure his sugar don't drop too low. I keep candy by the bed. I listen for the beeper to go off so I know to give him something. Probably wake him up 3 or 4 times. I think I drive him crazy. But I'm his caretaker. All things through life you are not. You do not know my husband. You do not know me. All you know is what you see on here. That's all you know. That's it. You know nothing about me besides what you see on here. And the rest of it you make up in your head. About my husband, about me, our love story. Y'all have turned that into a kidnapping, awfulest thing in the whole wide world. We're 2 years apart, guys. 2 years. 2 years. How in the world is that wrong? But wait a second. How old was Mama T's daddy when he messed with that 13-year-old little girl? 30. And she was 13. Wow. Now, if you want to say pedophile, I say that's a pedophile. Pedo. I don't know all the rules to this stuff just yet. I'm learning. I swear I'm trying. But pedo. But I mean, you want to call my husband a pedo? There's 2 years between us. There's a lot of years between 13 and 30. Stop calling him a pedo. Because, honey, there's just 2 years. And that's all. Thank you for standing by the stand. I appreciate that. Did you make lasagna last week? I was supposed to make it that day. I told y'all that and I didn't. Sometimes I say I'm going to do something and I get too tired and I don't do it. Yes, it does feel good sometimes to get stuff off your chest. I get tired of hearing some of this stuff over and over and over and over and over. And I sit in the living room and I hear it 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 and I hear it. And I try to stay out of it. I do. I try. Because, see, I'm not as good as he is. They said they found his first wife. Oh, no, he didn't. Ernie's lying. Ernie's a liar. The family wants to be left alone. They have pretty much made that clear in the beginning of this. Her oldest son posted it